We've reached the 15th Shem angel, Hariel. This particular angel is associated with the arts and sciences, and also is a protector of religion and piety, associated with religious piety and things like that, and also the arts and sciences, Hariel. So we continue our delving into magic, into the study of magic, and in different spiritual beliefs and philosophies, so that we may perhaps catch a glimpse of the other side. Those of you that have been following my Shem Angel videos, many of you have worked with these, and I've seen in the comments that people are noticing that this stuff works. I wanted to announce real quick that with my public readings, I'm about to do the Corpus Hermeticum with my readings, and that's just one of those foundational texts, the Corpus Hermeticum. There's 17 treatises. So, you know, it's a little ambitious, but it's just 17 treatises. So it's something that I could work through and then have that done, and then have an audio of the Corpus Hermeticum. So that's going to be really good. So that's just a heads up, letting everyone know that I'm about to begin esoteric wisdom series, basically, in which I'll be reading through the Corpus Hermeticum. So so Corpus Hermeticum, we're going to be reading through that a little bit in these upcoming videos. And of course, we're just going to go deeper and deeper into our tarot course. But today we're talking about Hariel. We're bringing in some of the Shem angel magic. Okay, the Shem angels were associated with Renaissance angel magic. People would call on these angels in magical operations and try to communicate to an angel through a scrying stone or other device, and try to procure things. These are Kabbalistic angels. So Hariel. According to Lazare Lenain's Les Sciences Kabbalistiques, this genius rules over the arts and sciences. He influences useful discoveries and new methodologies. So clearly this Shem angel is associated with arts and sciences, any type of learning or higher learning. The person born under this influence will love the company of good people. He will love religious sentiment and will distinguish himself through piety, through the purity of his morals. And then up here it says, one invokes this genius against those who blaspheme against religion. So it's interesting that you have this idea. On the one hand, we tend to totally divide these up against each other in our modern society. But this Shem angel, Hariel, governs arts and sciences, so learning. And yet also this Shem angel protects against blasphemy and is the protector of religion. So we tend to think of science versus religion, but Hariel, like I said, governs arts and sciences, and then also is associated with religious piety. So basically I think of it like this, any kind of a higher striving upward, whether it is a striving upward through prayer and spiritual elevation or transcendence, or whether it is an elevation through abstract ideas and mathematics and arts and sciences. Either way, it is a lifting up of oneself, either through sciences and arts or through divine contemplation. Let's put it that way. That's kind of how I look at it. Hariel. I don't know where Lazare Lenain gets this divine attribute, creator god, because in Athanasius Kircher's Oedipus Aegyptiacus from the 17th century, it says Deus sub levens, or I'll have to get it and see exactly what the Latin is, but it's like God who lifts up. Okay, God who lifts up. So again, the Shem angel is associated with the arts and sciences, also with divine religious things and divine contemplation, I personally would say. And then the psalm verse and the divine attribute is God who lifts up. What is the psalm verse? The psalm verse is the 22nd verse of Psalm 94, using the Masoretic numbering of psalms. But the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. So, but the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. Now I actually looked at the Hebrew where it says the Lord. It's the Tetragrammaton. So, yeah. So God who lifts up, and the psalm verse, but the Lord is my defense and my God is the rock of my refuge. So once again, the office is arts and sciences. It says here, according to this science of Kabbalah, it says here that rules over the arts and sciences. He influences useful discoveries and new methodologies. The person born under this influence will love the company of good people, will love religious sentiment, and will distinguish himself through the purity of his morals. So what we do is we combine all of these things together. On the one hand, we have the divine attribute and the psalm verse and the name and the quinary of the zodiac, and then we have the office, and then we put all of these together and we get this idea of a Shem angel. So today we're going to call upon this angel. This angel governs 10 to 15 degrees of Gemini. So the sun has just entered these degrees of Gemini. So I encourage people, I don't want anyone to believe or necessarily believe in any of this, but those of you that want to follow along, I encourage people to experiment, see what happens. So today we're calling upon Hariel. As always, I first call upon the name of the angel. Those of you listening at home, either live or afterwards when I upload to YouTube, feel free to say the name with me. Hariel, Hariel, Hariel. Hariel, Hariel, Hariel. I now say the psalm verse associated. But the Lord is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge. Hariel, we call upon you. And this Shem angel actually governs for the next 5 days. Hariel, we call upon you. So this Shem angel governs anything to do with learning or religious sentiment or anything to do with the arts and sciences. So is there anything that you can think of that you could ask for from this angel? Is there anything to do with any type of learning, arts, sciences, new methodology, or a new way of thinking about things? Is there something that you're trying to figure out, perhaps? Anything within this office. A lot of times it's really easy with an angel to find something within its office. This one, not everyone's, not everyone's a scientist or trying to discover something, or not everyone is a student. Okay, but that is part of working with these angels, is really thinking about these angels. How does this apply to my life? What do I need in my life that corresponds to this office? And really just thinking about ourselves and beginning to put our lives in these 72 pigeonholes, so to speak, starting to think about what do we really want in our lives. That kind of spurs on this self-knowledge. And who am I? And, well, what do I really want? And what about this aspect of my life? What do I want? And what do I want in this sliver of my life, or this aspect of my life? So anything that is a full rotation, like this wheel behind me, this is all 22 of the major arcana behind me. Anything that's a full rotation causes us to have wholeness, because we have to explore all aspects of things. We have to go through a full cycle, all aspects of life. It's a full life cycle. Okay? So anyways, Hariel, we call upon you, Hariel, and we invoke your blessings across the earth. And over the next few days, the influence of this angel will be very strong, especially Hariel. And by the way, those of you that are early birds that get up early, this angel governs 4:40 a.m. to 5 a.m. For those of you like right now in the United States, we're using daylight savings. So that would actually be 5:40 to 6 a.m. So if you happen to be up extra early and want to try using that 20-minute cycle, see what happens. So anyways, Hariel. So I already know what I'm going to ask for. And I ask that you at home say your own prayer. And again, don't feel rushed that you have to figure it out during this video. It may be that tomorrow, there's several days of working with this angel. May be that later on you'll think of something. So here we go. I'm going to pray silently. I encourage y'all at home to ask for something of this angel. So here we go. Hariel. I'm going to pray silently, though. It's going to be really quick, and then we'll continue. So ask for something, and we're going to talk to this angel here. All right, and now we just take a moment to be receptive to any kind of ideas or impressions or thoughts or emotions that may come to the surface, not necessarily giving objective reality to them, but not dismissing either, just being open, okay? So just take a moment of silence and just be receptive to the angel, to any impressions that we may receive. All right, so that was Hariel, and as I always say, I do a lot of repetition, because repetition is what instills deep in the mind. Some people don't use any timing. There is no right or wrong way with Shem angels. Some methods may produce better results for some people than others, but there is no right or wrong. Some people use no timing. Some people follow the sun through the tropical zodiac, which is what I've been doing. And some people use no timing, and some people use these 20-minute cycles. So whatever works for you. That was Hariel. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out for this tarot course and working through the tarot cards. And we're going to be tying this into the Kabbalah and working through the tarot history. And then also, like I said, we're going to start reading through the Corpus Hermeticum. And we're going to start working through some of these old occult classics. And yep, that is it. And thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all watching. And I will see y'all in the next video. I hope everyone's having a great morning. And yep, see y'all in the next video. Thanks, everybody.